Today's episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast is brought to you by Echo Gear. Echo Gear modern mounts are designed with gamers in mind. We all know how important it is to reduce clutter and distraction while gaming, and the best way to do that is to have your monitors in the exact position that you want. Echo Gear monitor mounts are built with only the highest quality materials, and they offer smooth and easy on-the-fly adjustments. If you need mounts for 1, 2, 3, or even a million monitor or TV mounts, Echo Gear has you covered. Yes, I said a million. Just depends on how deep your pockets are. Setup takes little to no time, and all mounts are back with a 5-year warranty. If you do run into any issues, Echo Gear has customer support on standby, waiting to give you top-of-the-line service. You could also use promo code WickedGood at checkout on either echogear.com or Amazon to save 15% off your purchase. Thank you, and enjoy episode 114 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Hello, all, and welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. Laugh at me all you want, Dom, you greasy prick. I am your host this evening, Mr. Chris P., the tallest, the lankiest, the butthole stankiest. I am doing wonderful, and this evening I am joined by two, count them, two. If you want to consider Bob two, consider it three co-hosts. Bigger of the two, and about 20 years younger, Mr. Dr. Bob. How are you?
You know, I'm doing fucking great. Gee, thanks. I really appreciate that. You know, if I needed any more motivation to get back in the gym, you know, I think you pushed me over the edge, pal. I really, really appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for.
Dude, don't look. How about this?
I'm gonna carry you in Apex.
You give me. I'm not even gonna bring up Apex right now. Trust me. I'll get into it.
Yeah.
You give me 3 months from starting next week. I'm gonna drop 20, maybe 30 pounds. And then these biceps, these puny little things right now, they're going to be huge again.
Your arms are the size of my fucking thigh. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, look at that.
All right, well, wonderful. I'm glad I was the kind of the voice of reasoning to push you into the Iron Coliseum.
Yeah, the catalyst. You were the catalyst.
Yeah, the catalyst. That's what they call it now. Mr. Papadam, how are you, my friend?
I mean, honestly...
That's it? Wait, hold on. That's it? That's all he gets? I get fucking 2 people. I'm the fat one, and all he gets is Papa Dom.
You called me a greasy prick with the first 11 seconds of the podcast.
How are you, you greasy prick?
I'm doing great, dude. I'm doing great. I'm 2 Stellas and an old-fashioned deep. I'm ready to get the fucking podcast rolling. It's your boy, Papa Dom. Handsome, old as shit.
Got that.
And honestly... I'm over this. Let's fucking go. Yeah.
Yeah, half of what you just said was true.
Wow. All right. Well, nice of you guys to join me this evening. I'm glad that we get to spend another Thursday night together. It's all I've ever wanted, and I am extremely happy. Thank you for everyone that is tuning in to watch this evening. You know who you are. I'm not going to go out and shout you guys out because I don't do that, and we appreciate it. That's all I have to say. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you to everyone listening. So. Let's get this bro on the show, and we'll do a little weekend recap. So, boys, it was Super Bowl weekend. So that's one day of the week. So we could talk about those. We could talk about the spreads that we had because, the Super Bowl, we got to go all out. I mean, we're not used to it. We haven't won a Super Bowl since 2017. So we've been dying for this, boys. We've been dying for this. We're from Boston, so we don't really win championships that often. Maybe like once every other year. Yeah. Something along the line. We are.
Maybe once every 4 months.
6 to 8 months. Yeah, like at the least.
Dude, it's so tough. I mean, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I want to hear how your weekends are doing because that is what this segment is. I will start just because I'm the host, so I am the real yes queen tonight. And my weekend was great. A lot of booze, go figure. But I'll get a little more specific. So on Friday night, I went on a date. Shout out me.
Congrats on the love.
Congrats on the love.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate it. And I ended up trying a new brewery. Shout out Lord Hobo. The brewery is sick. The brewery is so cool. The pizza is incredible. We ended up having a couple beers each and a meat and potatoes pizza. Fucking gas. Absolute gas. That was great. And that is...
Did it have like the little sour cream and chives?
Oh, yeah. Wait, have you had that?
I've had a pizza like that before, and dude, I'm fucking all right. I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, my blood pressure just fucking spiked.
Dude, it was. Oh my god, what a fucking.
Dude, if he just pitched backwards on his chair, I would have actually pissed myself laughing.
Jesus Christ. Well, yeah. So that pizza was fire. It had like shredded short rib on it, some fingerling potatoes. It was a white pizza too. Had a little sour cream drizzle across the top. Heat, absolute heat. Came back to my place, made out a little bit, watched watch some movies. It was solid Friday, man. I mean, you really can't ask for much. Maybe a little slap and tickle, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
So
drop the IG in the podcast description.
No, I cannot do that. That is not fair to me. I don't want anyone stepping in when I've worked very hard to have someone even entertain the fact of me. But Saturday ended up going to a good local bar, not a good local bar, but a local bar for a friend's birthday. Ended up having a couple of refreshments, maybe 2, 3, 5 pistachio shots. Take a guess on where I was, boys. No, we're not saying where we go anymore. Remember,
we're not saying where we go.
Last week.
Why did you just say take a guess where I went?
It was a rhetorical question.
You were asking a question and I answered it.
No, you were in your face fucking eating food. You had no idea what was even going on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fucking pig. So we went there, and go figure, the place has a fucking dance floor now. Wild.
Get the fuck out of here. No, it doesn't.
Dude, dead ass.
No,
dead
it
ass.
does not.
A dance floor. I swear to God, the place turned into a real greasy joint late night, and a dance floor somehow just appeared. It was like when Moses potted the Red Sea, but with chairs and tables.
I am nauseous.
Dude, ridiculous. So ended up doing that, drinking a little bit. And then Sunday, like I said, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
Incredible spread, boys. Fucking incredible spread. We're talking like $250 worth of food for 5 guys. And, buddy, friend of the podcast, brought Chococello. Have you ever had that?
Nope, but now I need it.
So it's limoncello, but chocolate. So instead of lemon, it's just chocolate. Gas. He brought homemade wine, rocket fuel. So I had a couple, 2, 3 beers. Some wine. His aunt made chocolate covered strawberry Jello shots. Incredible. I mean, so as I'm riddling this up, you know how I felt Monday, and Monday was recovery day. Didn't even go to the parade was Tuesday. Didn't go to the parade anyway. Monday was a big time recovery day. Did not feel good, but I'm back. I'm fucking back. I'm here, boys, carrying the energy apparently again because the boys just aren't giving me anything right now. We're all wearing black, so we're all fucking depressed, some more than others. But that was my weekend, boys. Let's throw it over to Dom. Old man, how would you?
Yeah, absolutely. I really like to thank you for carrying the energy, aka not being able to shut the fuck up in the first 8 minutes to give anybody room to breathe. So,
wait, is this? Wait, do you and I both now have a chance to speak?
I don't know.
No,
I'm not even 100% sure. I'm not even. I don't even know. So weekend, pretty good. Did a little ski trip, aka I don't ski trip, aka went to a couple breweries, napped a little bit, had a great time. Overall, not a great weekend for actual hydration, just, like air quotes hydration. Really great for that. Won several games of Mario Kart, so not mad at it. Pats won the Super Bowl again, kind of ho-hum, win another title, another parade. Literally was at a parade fucking 2 months ago, and I'm just honestly getting tired of taking time off of my life to celebrate yet another Boston Sports Championship. Am I really tired of it? Probably not. Will I ever get sick of it? Probably not. Will I still go next year or in 6 months when the Bruins and or Celtics end up going to the chip? Probably will. So, thank God for unlimited vacation time. So, went to the parade on. I feel like my weekend just ended like yesterday, honestly, because I went to the parade. Monday we had a little like mini D&D night that was pretty good. Tuesday had the parade. Yesterday went to Border Cafe. Fucking unbelievable. You want to talk about the best beef burro I've ever had in my life? It was probably about 6 months. Probably easily 6 months since I've been to Border Cafe. Had a couple house margs, had a nice 32-ounce Diet Coke, had a nice huge water like that big. And if you're an OG Sig, you're an OG, not even just the pack. If you're like an OG Sig from the podcast, you already know how we love the Border Cafe waters. So big shout out to Border Cafe. This is gonna. I know. I don't even want to like mention the.
You've said it 8 times. I wanted to cut you off so bad.
I know.
Stop saying where we go.
I know. No, I think there's more than one. I think there's like 2 or 3. So I mean, you got a tough,
all in the same
fat chance,
cities.
fat chance assassinating us because dude, it's gonna get to the point where it's like an inside joke and somebody's actually gonna kill one of us, and it's just gonna be like, all right, well,
nose goes.
Yeah. Well, wait, nose goes. You don't. No, Rob, you want to be last.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
go ahead. You guys go.
Low key though, I honestly would have died happy last night. If God forbid anything would have happened, I would have been fine. Beef burro, fries, sour cream, guac. There was all of 11 people in the restaurant, and the waitress was literally having a mental breakdown, like it was the most stressful day of her life, and was complaining about the kitchen being too slow, and everything was like perfectly on time. So I was a little confused. And I was like, lady, like, please pump the brakes, slow down. Like, we're fine. We're all socializing and having a good time here. We're going to be okay. But no, weekend was good. Week was good. Played a little Apex Legends. That was okay. And by that, I mean, it was pretty impressive and overall very good. And I haven't had a whole lot of time for video games. I got some other shit going on in the back burner. So I've been kind of doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And not drinking enough water. Just not enough water in my diet in general. Pats won the Super Bowl. Fuck everybody else. Tom Brady, best ever, best athlete ever, best everything ever. Julian Edelman, Hall of Famer. Rob, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. There's been like a common trend where on Fridays after work, I'm so fucking exhausted. I don't want to do anything. So I'll just come home. I'll drink a nice 6-pack, maybe a 12-pack, and I'll play video games until 4 o'clock in the morning. I actually ended up like passing out at 1, which is unheard of for me because it's weekends. Weekends is my time. I like to stay up till 4 o'clock playing video games, watching movies, catching up on everything I want to catch up on. Because during the week, my time is not my time, and it sucks.
Dude, that's what I really miss about working like a normal person job. Having weekends to literally just be able to just crush sleep and stay up mad late. I mean, I still stay up late if I'm out and about, but if I'm home, I'm still snoozing by like 11 because I have to be up at like 7 o'clock on weekends too, which fucking stinks. But
I can't do that.
No,
I can't. On the weekends, I fucking cannot do it. And like, I'm not even gonna say that's a character fault of mine because this is something that I want to do. I want to be up that late. I want to enjoy all of the shit that I want to enjoy. So Friday, drank a bunch, played video games. Saturday, my family came by to celebrate my birthday, my cousin's birthday, my nephew's birthday, and my aunt's birthday. We all just clumped everything together on Saturday. And then I hung out with my girlfriend.
Nice, love.
Yep. Sure.
Congrats on the love.
We got Bagel World early Sunday morning. Incredible. Can never go wrong with. I'm throwing out names now. Whatever, dude. Find me a Bagel World. Let's go.
Maybe my chive cream cheese, bro. It's going down.
No, dude. I'm telling you, you gotta get
the jalapeno cream cheese.
No. Stop. You gotta get a sausage, egg, and cheese on a French toast bagel. It tastes like a McMuffin. Wow. Just better.
I am hard.
See, I like I get a little BLT with cream cheese instead of mayo on an everything bagel. Fire.
Wow.
Don't knock it till you try it.
That's some bougie ass shit, Dom. I mean, I know Podcast Life pays well. These hoodies are sounding like fucking hotcakes, but I can't buy that shit. But speaking of, there's like a couple things going off in the chat. So shout out to Serge. Thank you for enjoying the hoodie and potentially think about buying another one. We are aware that they run a little bit small, so please buy a size up. Just kind of throwing that out there. And am I going to find love again at PAX? Hopefully. What happened last time really didn't work out. So I'm hopeful. But I'm going like 200 plus this year because they stay by you.
Oh, man.
It is what it is, dude. Man, it's tough, man. Whatever. But it is what it is. I'm here, baby. I'm here. Like it's all good. God. It's all good. Renegade get me all fucking upset now. It is what it is. So,
so anyway, right. So Sunday, Chris, take a breath for a second. Let me say something. So Sunday, big Super Bowl game. probably the most boring Super Bowl I've ever witnessed. And it's what, the sixth? It's the sixth that I've gotten to see, at my age, right? Is it the sixth Super Bowl with the Patriots in it?
Yeah.
It sounds about right, yeah.
Have we? No, it's more than that because we have 6 rings.
18, 17.
No, there's like what? We lost a couple of Super Bowls.
Tom Brady's 9th Super Bowl overall, so I think he's lost.
All right, so 9. So I've seen 9 Super Bowls. This was the most boring out of all of them. Doesn't matter though, because I was shit-faced. I was fucking hammered, and I told myself, I'm just gonna drink a nice 6-pack. That's all. 11 beers and 4 shots later, I'm hammered. I have to wake up in 5 hours to get to work. Sleep through 6 alarms. Get to work at like 10. It was a fucking nightmare. But of course, guess what? New England Patriots are fucking Super Bowl champions yet again. Shocker, right?
Yeah.
Shocker.
You don't even know if this could be an episode of the podcast from like 2 years ago. It could be right now. You don't even know.
Who would know?
Bob, do you mind if I say something really quick? While I was
Please.
About you could, of course, chime in on it because it is your turn on the microphone, and I want the people to hear your fucking beautiful voice. What a letdown! What a letdown! I don't even know how to word it after that. The halftime show was a fucking letdown.
Oh, big letdown, yeah.
Huge letdown. First of all, sucked. Big Maroon 5 guy, don't get me wrong. Travis Scott, whatever. The way that they hinted at sweet victory from the Bubble Bowl and then just went into sicko mode, I was gagging in my love.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Dude, I was sitting there, again, hammered, screaming, they're doing it! They're fucking doing it!
Dude, crying.
And then 45 seconds later, it's just sicko mode, and I'm like, no. All right, well, another beer. It's fucking bullshit. Shout out to Doc Bob Feet Picks for the tier 1 sub. Oh my god, dude.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. You asked for. I mean, you have nice feet, so you asked for all this.
When have you seen my feet?
Well, do we
want
to go down this road?
I really don't want to air this out live, Bob. But
What? What do you mean? What are you airing out live?
Bob, we're not answering. We're not talking about places that we actually go to, so I can't tell people where we see.
Stop spamming Instagram. Stop spamming our Instagram link in the chat.
Bob was fucking smearing his feet all over a Meat Lovers pizza at Easy Pie, charging people $5.
Oh, just like picturing his big, nasty, hairy body on the bar. With his feet. Oh my god. Dipped into a Mr. Bright. What do they call it? Mr. Brightside? The brownstone?
Mr. Brownstone.
Brownstone. Disgusting. Rubbing your nipples ever so slightly.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Thanks for the sub, I guess.
Yeah. Is that all you got for the weekend, Bob?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, all around sounds like incredible weekends. The boys definitely didn't let off the gas pedal, which not a shocker, but is what it is. And we have a sub from Anonymous. Wait, why did Anonymous pop up? Chuck Dick.
Chuck Dick.
Shut up, Chuck Dick.
Chuck Dick, the artist formerly known as Chuck MD, a.k.a. Chucky Dicks, a.k.a. Dr. Dick.
Shout out Chuck Dick. So, what have you guys been playing? I know that there have been some really good games that have come out. Some might say the best battle royale of all time are out right now. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys are playing anything that fits into that. Bob, I know you're a big battle royale guy. Have you been playing anything like that?
Yeah, well, so I've been playing a small variety of games recently. I've been trying to get in some reps into Smite, off and on, trying to get some chests, some loots, get the daily bonuses done, the quests done. So Smite's always fun. I'm always enjoying that game. I always forget to log in because I get so distracted with everything else. Yeah. There's a game on Steam right now called The Mean Greens, which is a toy soldier game, third-person toy soldier game.
I bought that.
That game is fucking so fun. I'll hop on to Bub's Discord, and there'll be like 5 or 6 of us on at any given time. And then we'll all just, because there's too many of us to go play anything else, we'll all jump into Mean Greens and we'll get into like a 20, 30-man server and just play for hours. That game's super fun. And then besides that, Apex Legends released on Monday out of nowhere. It was unannounced. The story was broke by The Quartering, and there was a lot of controversy around it because everyone was like, no, that's definitely not happening. And then boom, Monday, right there. It was incredible. You and I have been playing a good amount of it. The game, I guess I could say it. I'll say it now. We're going to delve deeper into it afterwards. But the game is probably the best BR experience I've had so far. And if we like harken back to the previous statements I've said, like Call of Duty beta, Blackout beta was the best. Apex Legends is what Call of Duty Blackout should have been upon release. And this game released, it's been out for 4 days. Blows Blackout out of the water, blows PUBG out of the water, Ring of Elysium. Ring of Elysium was what PUBG was supposed to be. Apex Legends is what Call of Duty Blackout was supposed to be, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Facts.
I'm also pretty fucking good at it. This isn't even me being like I'm the fucking best. I'm saying like I'm actually pretty good at this.
You are. I give credit where credit's due. A lot of games that you say you're the best at, you low key suck at, but you're actually really good at the game.
Fuck you! What do you mean? Like what? Wait, what? Hold on. What game?
I'm just saying. It goes without saying. You know, I don't have to.
No. Now I want to know. What games did I say?
No, because everything I say, you're like, but I'm better than you at it. So you're the one that sucks.
No, I won't. Chris, I'm not going to compare me to you. That's like comparing fucking Michael Jordan to a middle school basketball player, okay? I'm not going to compare me to you in these games. Just tell me what they are.
First of all, fucked up. Second of all, from what I've been told, you were never really that good at PUBG. That's what I was told.
Okay.
That's what I was told. I'm no snitch. I'm not ratting out the boys.
Oh,
but rumor on the street is, like, I was walking down the street that day. I got a coffee. Someone tugged the back of my sweatshirt and said, "Hey, are you Chris P from Wicked Good Gaming?" I go, "As a matter of fact, I am." And they go, "Hey, my mom was talking to me this morning about Dr. Bob. She told me that he sucks at PUBG." I was like, "Wow, didn't know." But here we are. I mean, the streets are talking about it. The streets are fucking buzzing talking about it. You're not good. Just is what it is. You can't be good at everything. You know? I bet you can't do the Cotton Eye Joe that good.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Hey, it is what it is. Hey, Dom, what have you been playing, cousin?
Played a little bit of Apex. I haven't been able to spend a whole ton of time with it. That was pretty good. I actually saw you guys. I mean, I saw that you guys had a pretty decent amount of time with it. I actually got to play what is it, Divinity 2. I played a ton of that. I already sunk a couple hours into that, which is fucking amazing. It's basically like D&D, but a video game. If you haven't played Divinity yet and you like tabletop stuff, go give it a shot. It's really good, and it's on Mac now.
Tom, we should get a Divinity night in this weekend.
I could not help but agree. And
okay.
It seems like it's fucking phenomenal to play with friends. I'm still only a couple hours in, so I'm pretty much probably still in like the tutorial phase, but it's really, really good.
Are you off of the ship?
Yeah.
So the ship is quote unquote technically the tutorial, so you're in the first zone.
Yeah. I'm in like the first zone. I'm like recruiting people to my party and stuff like that. But I think it would be dope to play with friends, and I just happen to fucking love everything about it. So if you're like me and you like to just kind of soak up like every little bit of lore in like games that you play. Hold on one second. We actually just stopped recording on GarageBand for just a minute. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Hold on. What did I say
also, Chuck Dick, I was not bad at Quake Champions. I didn't put enough time into that game. What are you humming about?
Oh, no, nothing to do with you. No, I was just reading something. A very intriguing article about video games that really caught my interest.
See, that's how I know you're fucking lying, because you don't read articles about video games.
Yeah, dude, what are you talking about? How do you think I come up with these fucking incredible topics?
You don't read or write articles about video games.
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah, we had like a little hiccup in the stupid fucking, I don't even know, like my whole GarageBand just like shit the bed, and I'm recording the shit on GarageBand. And I was just gonna say that Divinity 2 is on Mac. So if you have a Mac and you're looking for video games to play, Divinity 2 is a great one. And before anybody says anything, fucking blow me. And I like using a Mac for other shit besides video games. So suck my dick from the back. So.
Tom, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when Chris and I get you components to build a PC for your wedding gift?
I'll
Ooh,
build
good
one. If you guys are
idea.
gonna like go halves on like a PC for me to build, I'll just do that. That's fine.
If I don't get a +1, I'm not buying you shit.
What do you mean? Of course. First of all, you're gonna get the +1, but then that falls on you to find a +1.
First of all, our rule that we actually came up with before. This is when I thought it was a little bit more optimistic for you for the +1. I mean, it's looking a little quiet for you right now, but look at Chris's fucking stress.
I have to change my Tinder bio now. It says looking for +1 for Dom's wedding.
Does it really?
It says looking for a +1. Yeah.
Oh my god. Our like look at the chat right now is dibs. I better be your +1.
Yeah, real ones.
So yeah. Yeah, you could take Brenegade or Chuck.
Oh, it's so tough. I'll get a +2. That's fine, right?
Yeah, I'll get a +2. Yeah, so I mean the rule of thumb that we were trying to go for is like people that have been in a relationship for at least 6 months. So
I've been in a relationship for 6 months.
Yeah,
when was the last one?
I don't want to say your name, but it's been like... No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you, it's fine. It's fine.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll have to just get. We'll have a little conference. We'll do like a Skype interview. We'll do it live on the podcast, and we'll do like we could do. Who was the fucking guy that you guys are obsessed with on the on Twitch? We'll do like a King of the Hill, but we'll do it with like your potential wedding dates.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's a fucking
content.
Wow.
That's really good. That's a good
idea.
I'll fly them out here.
That's a good idea.
Oh, wait,
we're doing that. No lie, we're doing that. I'm not kidding. I'll get them here somehow. We'll have like people from around the internet say what's up.
Yep.
And wow.
Content.
Wow.
So that's just me always thinking for the company first. I'm literally so fucking selfless. It literally makes me want to throw up. So yeah. Divinity 2 is really good. Apex is very good. I've also been playing. I'm still like I always go back to Doom on the Switch. I'm like still playing that, and the multiplayer on that is really good. It just reminds me of like old school like Halo 2, a little bit more like arcadey multiplayer. Don't ask me how playing multiplayer video games on a fucking Nintendo Switch is because it's okay. It's not like that bad. But yeah, overall, looking forward to playing The Division 2. Shout out to our boy Quatonic for the demo code. With the quick hookup, and very excited to jump into that this weekend. That'll be pretty dope. Other than that, just going through it, man. You know.
Wow, you're going through some shit, bro.
I'm fucking seriously going through it. I am seriously going through it. But
Dom's going through it,
dude. I literally am going through it. So let's talk about something else.
So I personally, thank you for asking. I've been playing Apex Legends and Kingdom Hearts. I'll keep it nice and simple.
Oh, I forgot, dude. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts too.
Yeah, when I get stressed out with Apex, which is pretty often, I've only hit my desk like a half dozen times so far.
I heard you hit your desk twice. Like yesterday when you guys were streaming, you were like, "You son of a fucking bitch!" And then I heard like the sound spike twice, and I was like, "What was that? Did it just cut out, or did Chris just punch his desk twice?"
Oh, no, I dropped my phone. Just drop the phone.
Just drop my phone. Yeah.
No, but I've only hit my desk a couple times. But then I go on Kingdom Hearts, and it's just like, dude, it's nice and relaxing, and I feel like an asshole. Like I apologize to the desk and everything. I get all sentimental. But those are games I play and keep it nice and simple. I'm going to change it up from Apex a little bit. We could go back to that later and talk a little bit more. But one thing I want to talk about is currently in Pennsylvania, lawmakers, they put forth a bill that proposed a 10%. 10%. It's not small money. Granted, like $60 video games, but I'll finish the headline first. Pennsylvania put forth a bill proposing a 10% excise tax on violent video games, and they're calling it the quote the sin tax. To elaborate a little more, the money is going to go to a foundation or a fund. It's going to go to a fund called the Digital Protection for School Safety Account, and this aims to enhance security measures at school. So what this sounds like is it's the conversation again that video games are causing people to be violent. So it's the excise tax is one thing, but the whole thing with the video games making people violent have come back up. So what I'm thinking is, what is your opinion kind of on adding this extra tax, and what do you think about the whole situation coming back up about the video game causing people to be violent?
I mean, fuck it. Who cares? Like, if a state wants to govern that themselves, sure, whatever, do it. It's not Like it doesn't affect me. Two, even if they did it like nationwide, 10% for a video game, it wouldn't really matter because the vast majority of what I'm getting, I'm downloading. The last game I got was a physical copy of Kingdom Hearts, but that's because I had a GameStop gift card. But like if I didn't, I would have just downloaded on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to download things through Steam. I'll download things on my PlayStation. I'm not going to go out and buy a physical copy. So it's not like I don't know how they could possibly regulate that in state when it comes to online transactions.
Yeah.
They could definitely do it through, physical media. If you're going to a game store and you're purchasing it from them, they can regulate that, throughout those stores. But I don't think there's any way they'd possibly be able to like put the quote unquote sin tax on Steam purchases strictly in that state because people could just change their IP.
Your billing address on your credit card.
Yeah. That too. You could change whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. But like first of all, the physical media trend is just sloping downwards anyway. Just downloading games is clearly increasing. I don't think it's going to have a huge effect. I think it will probably like persuade parents to, I don't really want to put an extra $6 into getting this quote unquote violent game for my child. But that's like the extent of it. What they really should be doing, which what was it? Countries like Belgium, they want to tax EA for the FIFA shit. I think countries should be taxing these companies for promoting their gambling traits. And I think if you want to start somewhere, I think that's where you start, not with violence in video games, because it's been proven through countless studies that it has no effect on people.
Yeah, I agree. And even if you went to the counter to buy a game, so like I don't always buy games electronically. I bought Kingdom Hearts at GameStop. I was just already there, and like I just wanted to get the physical copy just for nostalgia factors and shit like that. So a game that's originally $60, usually you're gonna pay around $64 for it, right? In that range.
63, and then a $6 tax bumps it up to $69. Nice. I'll pay for it.
Very nice. But I mean, even if you were to go to the register and say, hey, would you like to donate $6 to protect schools more? 10 times out of 10, I'll say yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's going to something that...
Or like $1.
Yeah. I know.
Like, hey, go to $1 to save schools. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like it's pretty much putting it towards a cause. It's not like they're just saying, hey, give us $6 just because it's a mature game and we feel like you're not mature enough to buy the game or blah blah blah. But what I do think they're kind of getting at is you're buying an M for mature game. You really want to be this mature motherfucker. So I pay taxes like a mature motherfucker. So they're like hitting you with taxes even more.
Yeah,
bro, I pay my taxes.
I mean. So like Chuck was
a lot of my taxes.
Chuck was just saying, like, would those parents even notice the price difference? I'll tell you that my fucking dad definitely would. When we went in, we would go into it and he's like, okay, there's $50 for a game, just get Madden 02. It's the same thing. Like he
was right.
Yeah,
he was
100% right. He's 100% right. And that was the last time I bought a sports game. So yeah, I mean, I think that they would, and honestly, it's like, ooh, what are you gonna do? Like, it's $6 for a mature game that'll really help people when they have fucking AR-15s that are like $600-700 to buy. Like, there's clearly the money is not the issue here. It's not going to deter anybody from buying the game. I think the tax, like they were saying, it was supposed to go to like safe school programs and mental health programs and shit like that. I just feel like there's other ways to raise money, like. And there's other ways to maybe like try to curb things than try to say, let's put a sin tax on video games that are harmful to kids. And plus, what are you gonna do? Put a sin to every time you change the channel and your kid flips to, let's say you have an HBO subscription, they flip the channel to True Detective or fucking Game of Thrones or pretty much anything else on there. What are you gonna do? Say, all right, please insert $6 into your cable box so that they can watch this. Yeah, like true. Where the fuck does it end? You know what I mean? Like they got people on, the History Channel that are testing, machine guns out of like night suits of armor and shit like that. They've got people on, you have Lethal Weapon on Fox. You have, fucking Law and Order SVU, which is like literally about catching rapists and shit. And like where does it end when you try to like filter out the content and try to like upcharge to get people to maybe not see it? and where do you start saying maybe the accountability is more on the parents teaching their kids about what's the real world and what isn't?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a conversation that's been going on since like the early 90s and beyond, like with Mortal Kombat 1, with like little 8-bit things of blood popping out of a character and, you know, a cartoony little like fatality happening. And, you know, I literally have never seen anybody uppercut someone off a fucking balcony and have them land onto poisonous spikes or anything. And we got Mortal Kombat 11 coming out in a couple months. So, I mean, it's just yet another thing where, you know, lawmakers are like, we don't understand anything. Here's how we can shift the blame to something else aside from parents and the fact that it's way too fucking easy for people to get really harmful things in their hands. And, you know, let's just put the scapegoat on media 100% of the time.
I don't get the angle. That's the thing. So them adding the extra 10%, it's gonna be like, oh man, you have to pay another $6. They're not gonna buy the game now, so they won't be violent anymore. What's the angle on that? There's no like I get if you're just trying to put money towards some sort of fund for more protection and whatever it is, but I just don't really see the angle on proposing that. But is what it is. Not our state, not our problem.
They could literally just work with the retailers to be like, hey, we're going to do this statewide promotion. We want you guys to be involved with us because you're the ones selling these physical copies. We want to get involved where instead of charging people $6 more, how about you just donate $3 for every one of those games sold? How about you as the retailer donate the money because you're the ones distributing it? Yeah. Why would you then have to punish the consumer?
For sure. No, there's definitely a better way to go about it.
There's so many better ways to go about it. It's ridiculous. And the thing, what I'm seeing with this is they're trying to make a statement and they're trying to like draw a line in the sand right now. Like, hey, this is where it starts. But this isn't going to cause any waves. It's not going to change anyone's opinions on this. Studies have shown violent video games don't lead to violent people.
Yeah. The thought's there. It's just, they're just not going about it the right way. IMO, but whatever. So speaking of people getting a little uptight, how do you guys feel about the whole situation with Twitch lately? I feel like they're really cracking down on people and everyone's getting fucking banned. Have you guys been seeing that a lot?
I don't know. People get banned all the time. People just do stupid shit and they say stupid shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think there's sway involved with a lot of it. I think that there's people that have preferences and priority as to whom might be getting banned when others should be getting banned. And that's a problem that's been going on in all of this online media, like including YouTube, including Mixer, including everything you could possibly imagine. And people that bring in more tend to be, there's more leniency involved.
Oh, for sure. So is life. I mean, it's like that in so many different areas of life.
But I think, like, if you do or say something stupid, you should be banned. You should be penalized for that. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. Don't be a fucking idiot.
That's where my head was at with the whole situation. I was like, I could give a shit less that all these people are getting banned over things that they're doing because they deserve to be banned because of them. They have these people watching them. It doesn't matter how many people watch you, in my opinion. Regardless, you're portraying a message. Someone's taking time out of their day to kind of hang out, watch you, listen to what you have to say and everything like that. And if you're like, just chatting is the biggest thing right now. So everyone's just literally just talking to the camera, talking to people. And we're all humans. Sometimes you say stupid shit. But when you have that sort of platform, it's easy to mess up, but you should definitely face the music if you say something stupid. So I have no issues with that. I'm sick of people like freaking out about, oh, free this person, free that person. First of all, it's a ban from a website. You're not in jail. Relax. Yo, free my man's. Yo, it's a website. You're okay. You'll be back in 7 days. I get it. And if you keep doing it and you get permabanned from it, that's on you. You didn't learn, and you deserve to be permanently banned from a platform that is not yours. If it was your platform, you make the rules. It's not your platform. You chose to get on this pedestal of Twitch and use that platform to promote yourself. you have to play by the rules. And people that disagree with that, it doesn't make sense. But yes, people have a little more leniency, like you were saying. People have a little more pull, and people can get away with a little bit more depending on how much money they're actually bringing in for the company. I get that, which isn't right, but that's business. It kind of just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, if you pretty much already hit on all the big points, but at the end of the day, you sign up for these terms and conditions, you sign up for a service that you're going to use, and it's at the end of the, it's not your website, it's not your secret club, and it's not your fucking, it's not your like new world order to do whatever you want, and complaining about bans is only going to get you so far. And yeah, the top earners on Twitch are going to get a little bit more leniency because they're making that company more money. Is that right? Is it fair? Like maybe not. But then again, it's not up to you. It's just like the NFL. Like the NFL can do whatever it wants with players, coaches, teams, and shit like that. And the Patriots are the winningest franchise in NFL history, and they still get fucked over left and right because of different rules and infractions and controversies and shit like that. And they're not exactly getting any. They're not getting any extra breaks when in reality, like they have a 7-state market when a lot of teams only have one or less than one if you count Los Angeles. But yeah, I mean, then again, your top tier earners, your real top tier earners, aren't making those mistakes. Your Dr. Disrespects, your Ninjas, your whatever, they're not making those mistakes and they're not getting themselves banned. And that's the difference between people who, toe the line and intentionally try to like step over that line to get clicks and to get likes and to get engagement, and then end up going slightly too far and then end up complaining and saying that it's unfair, when in reality it's like, nah, you just kind of fucked up and I don't really feel bad. And honestly, for us, like we say what's on our minds, but then again, like we're not like exactly doing any, we're not like reinventing to the wheel to the point where it's controversial and needs to be looked at. So if anything happened to us and it was actually genuinely unfair, obviously we'd want to speak up and we'd complain about it. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's not that hard to just like not break the rules. I feel like and everybody nowadays it's I mean, I primarily blame YouTube and Twitter for this, but it's like outrage is everything. Like it's either it doesn't matter or it's a complete outrage, and everything's ruining everything or destroying everything, or everything's canceled, or everything is a classic, or everything is trash. It's always one side of the spectrum or the other. So either Twitch is destroying their own community or they're not doing anything at all. And if it's not the worst thing in the world, then nothing's happening. And that's personally why I can't fucking stand like just pretty much being anywhere on the internet, to be completely honest with you. And that's why I like have to hide 80% of the like recommended videos for me on YouTube, and I have to like unfollow and mute people on Twitter left and right, because everything is outrage, 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 and everything's unfair and everything's canceled and everything's everything else. So I mean, honestly, I think people need to buck up, grow the fuck up, and like figure their lives out, and maybe like the whole world will be a little bit of a better place. But maybe I'm just old and fucking maybe the kids are wrong. Who knows?
No, you're spot on. It's just the pussification of everyone nowadays. It's ridiculous. It's either, like you said, it's either nothing or the sky's fallen.
What? So, go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Oh no, I was pretty much saying like majority of everything is the sky's fallen, regardless of how minuscule it is. Everyone makes such a big deal out of everything just because the internet is a place where everyone feels, one, confident behind a keyboard, and two, there's always somewhere to write your thoughts. And the point behind everyone posting certain shit, I shouldn't generalize, not everyone, but majority of the time when someone posts something controversial, it's not even that they believe it necessarily. It's because they know that they're going to get an uproar from people, and they're going to get some sort of traction from it, and they're going to get some sort of attention. It's a big attention thing. And I feel like everyone wants some sort of attention, and the way to do that is to make a huge deal.
Yeah. It's because you're not interesting and you don't have solid enough content that you can't drum up interest without saying that something is destroying something else, or something absolutely ruins this, or blah 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 blah. Like it's just the outrage shit is just fucking unbelievable, and it puts me to sleep.
Yeah,
I want to put myself to sleep reading that, honestly.
It's something you learn growing up too, like stop blaming other people for your fuck ups. And it's just like, at what point do you actually let that kick in and just wear what you do?
Well, there's so a lot of the top tier earners on Twitch, they are intelligent enough to realize that this is their job, this is their career, and they're mature enough to take that into consideration when they're live in front of tens of thousands of people. And they can sit there and they can be as ridiculous as they want. For example, Dr. Disrespect, he's a lunatic, but he's entertaining, and he's also not creating content that's harmful for other people to watch. And he's not blowing outrage at people. They at some point, the people who are turning this into their career, which a lot of people have been flooding to Twitch to do, like, hey, I want to be a professional streamer. This is what I want my job to be. And that would be incredible. But you have to be mature enough to realize, like, if this is going to be your career, you have to, like, keep your shit in check. And you have to not just burst over that line because, oh, today I have 100 viewers. I think if I say this thing that's controversial, tomorrow I'll get 200 viewers.
Right.
Yeah.
Just be mature about it, and you're not going to screw yourself over in the end. And that's what a lot of the top tier earners are. They know all about it. Why would they want to risk their job, their career right now for being controversial?
And they don't have to because they're entertaining in their own right. Like, I watched Dr. Disrespect's Apex stream, like, the day that it launched, and he was just doing his own thing, his typical voice or whatever, and he doesn't need to say, you know, anything particularly outlandish or whatever to get views because his persona is entertaining. He's an entertainer and he's good at what he does. You know, there are people that are smart with marketing, and, you know, you have like Ninja, who arguably, like, him and his wife are marketing geniuses and have been able to monetize every single thing that he does, every product that he uses, which is fucking brilliant. I don't personally watch Ninja streams because I don't find him to be, like, enthralling, and I'm also not into Fortnite, but seeing him on the cover of magazines, winning awards, shit like that, I mean, he's a brilliantly marketed personality, and he's marketable because he doesn't spend 80% of his time, you know, spouting a whole crock of shit on his stream, and he just focuses on being good at the game, you know, containing and maintaining the core audience that he's developed and turning that into a profit. And obviously it's easier said than done, and not everybody can do that. So you have your, you know, it's the same thing with sports right now, where it's hot takes everywhere. Everything, everywhere you go, Fox Sports, ESPN, pretty much anywhere, it's hot takes, because that's what gets clicks. I'm not going to click on an article that says, you know, here's an outlook on the Boston Celtics postseason run. What's gonna elicit a reaction out of me is the Boston Celtics are already doomed this season. Here's why.
Yeah.
Even IGN. So IGN, their regular headlines would be, let's say, for example, Apex Legends is the next great battle royale. Here's why. That's fine. That's a regular headline, whatever. Yeah. On Snapchat, if I go to Snapchat, and I saw this morning, it was a screenshot of Apex Legends, and the headline was, "This battle royale is the next one in line to dethrone Fortnite." And then, So what are you more likely to read? You're more likely to read the second one because it's like, oh my God, what is this? And especially if you're not informed. But that's not the way we should be digesting information. And again, I can't tell people how to live and how to fucking, you know, react to things, but that doesn't give you a great filter on what's real and what's not. And it's gonna dethrone Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're gonna get, like, a click for. Like, this is gonna be, how many games growing up, Rob, did we see that were like, this is gonna be the Zelda killer?
Or the Halo killer.
Or the Halo killer.
In
like Electronic Gaming Monthly, all the magazines you'd read in, like, the Stop and Shop, like, magazine aisle while your mother did food shopping. This is going to be the Halo killer. This is going to be the Zelda killer.
Hundreds.
It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that.
Well, that's a beautiful segue, Dom. I'm glad you brought that up because there is conversation about Apex Legend being the Fortnite killer. I've seen the headlines. You've seen the headlines, like you just said. So I think this is a good time to kind of chime in as we kind of get to the end of the podcast. I think it's the perfect time to start talking about this game, you know, rifle off our first impressions, where we think it can go, where we think it's going to go. I will start. I absolutely love the game. And you can dial back so many podcasts, and I say that my pet peeve and my deal breaker is too much shit in games. Just too much shit. And it's just overload, and I can't handle, like, learning how to, like, what gun this is, what attachment you can pick up, and that's usually the case. With Apex, they've done such a good job. There is a lot of shit. There, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shit. But the interface and the way that you're able to kind of mix and match attachments and the way that the crates are set up around the map and the things that you can pick up and the colors that you can see from forever away, they're doing it very, very good. And I'm absolutely loving the game. Bubba Sack, thank you for 7 months. You stud. And he said Halo stinks. But I love the game. I mean, for people who haven't played it yet, my initial kind of grab at it was that it's making Black Ops 4 look foolish because it is exactly what Black Ops 4 should have been. But there is a lot of Black Ops 4 in Apex. There's also a lot of PUBG in Apex. There's also a little bit of Overwatch in Apex. Like the way that you have like the hero, they don't consider them heroes, they call them legends. Is that what they call them, right? Legends.
Yeah, legends. Yeah.
So like the legends and the ultimates, and the way that you open up certain loot boxes, and it has a little touch of Overwatch in it, in my opinion. I know Bob thinks it has a little sprinkles of other games in it, which I'll definitely let you talk about. But I'm loving this game, and I'm definitely not turned off to it. The only difficult part is, and it's the same thing with all other games, if you have to solo queue, it's so difficult to find people that are kind of there and know what's going on. Yeah, it's a new game, I get it. But every game I've solo queued, I've had a miserable time. But when you squad up with someone or two other people, it's been phenomenal. I just wish right now there was a mode to do solos or duos, I guess. You could do duo squads, I guess, if you get lucky, and sometimes the person falls out at the end. But I wish there was a mode to do solos and duos. Hopefully over time it's added. As a game that just came out unannounced, which they did in a beautifully way.
Yeah, perfect.
So many big time streamers should just keep their mouth shut, and out of nowhere, like, oh yeah, by the way, we're Apex partners and we're going to be playing this today. And everyone, it's like the Mr. Krabs picture where like everything's all blurry. Everyone's just like, what the hell is this game? And it just shot to the most viewed on Twitch, and out of nowhere, everyone and their fucking mother is playing it. Long story short, absolutely loving it. Do not see myself getting bored of it just yet. I'm having a good time playing with Bob, Matty Tone, Doc Bob Stinks, a.k.a. Robbie. I haven't played with Bubba yet, but all in all, I'm having a blast. Rob, you've been playing a little bit more than Dom, so I want you to go last so you can elaborate a little more. Dom, how are you feeling so far? Where do you think it's going to go? Where do you feel like it's at? What can they do? What can they do
yeah,
better?
so I mean, I'll touch on this pretty briefly because I haven't played like a fraction of what you guys have played, but I wanted to talk from a perspective of somebody who has played Titanfall, and I have a pretty this is something that, you know, me and Johnny Rupe have been going back and forth. Johnny Rupe, a friend of the program, recurring guest, been going back and forth on this pretty much all week, and that was about, you know, the whole like Titanfall thing. And I want to say that you know, for everybody that reported early and broke news about Apex Legends being a Titanfall game, they pretty much did the entire Titanfall community a fucking gigantic disservice by essentially misreporting that this was going to be a Titanfall game. And come to find out via a couple of other websites, like not even big ones, but a lot of smaller blogs who actually did know about it, they weren't exactly sure how the game was going to be marketed, so didn't want to misreport what exactly it was. And in reality, Respawn is kind of trying to distance it from the Titanfall franchise as its own thing. The fonts are different, the colors are different, the whole gameplay style is completely different. The guns are the same, the gunplay is the same. It's the same like beautiful buttery Respawn gunplay, but marketing it as a Titanfall game is not something they've done explicitly at all. It's set in the Titanfall universe, but it's a whole different frontier, is a literal word that they use in like the sizzle reel. It's a whole completely different frontier, both literally and conceptually, and it's a whole different game. And that's why it wasn't marketed or leaked as a Titanfall game, because it's not. It's a game set in that universe. It's just as much of a Titanfall game as Hearthstone is a Warcraft game, it's that flavor, but it's not the same. It's not the same game. Like, I wouldn't call Hearthstone a Warcraft game. It's got Warcraft characters, it's got Warcraft flavor, and I've said a billion times, like, oh man, I would love to play a Hearthstone, but with like a Star Wars flavor, you know. But it's a whole different universe. I think the game itself is phenomenal on its own. As somebody who doesn't play a ton of battle royales, who's somebody who's accumulated maybe 8 hours of total battle royale time across Fortnite, PUBG, Blackout, and everything else. I think it's a phenomenal game with a lot of different elements that I think are intriguing and inviting to people who don't love those games particularly. Even solo queuing, I actually found some people who are super responsive and talkative. The ping system is fantastic if you have people who don't play with mics, if you are forced to solo queue. But the game has great gunplay, really accessible aesthetics, really accessible mechanics, and overall is one of the best-in-class games already and has over 10 million players for a reason within 72 hours of coming out, because it just has a phenomenal foundation to it, and that's lent more to the people at Respawn knowing what the fuck they're doing rather than releasing, and they did this the right way by releasing the game on its own merits and not saying, great, we've got a new Titanfall game coming for you, because more people care that it's not a Titanfall game. And this is going to hopefully, in my heart of hearts, lead towards a Titanfall 3, because they're going to make a fuck ton of money off of this once they actually start monetizing it. And hopefully that'll lead to something, a next great single player experience. But I'm glad it is what it is, and I'm really happy about it. So, Bob, obviously, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I know I was never big into the Titanfall series. It's probably something I would thoroughly enjoy, but there's just too many first-person single-player games that I didn't really feel too keen on, and I wasn't super big into jumping into the multiplayer scene when there's already so many multiplayer games out. But what you guys are saying about just the immediate release of the game, it was played out perfectly. Because if you think about it, if EA and Respawn were trying to promote this for months out, like, hey, beginning of February, there's going to be another BR coming out. It's based in the Titanfall universe. People would be skeptical. They'd be like, oh, this is a game by EA. There's going to be some real shady shit going on. So instead, they kept everything under lock and key. And yeah, the news broke out a couple of days early, but all that did was kind of stir question marks. But what they did was they shut all those question marks down immediately because they released a perfectly polished game, in my opinion.
Yep.
This is the best battle royale experience I've had so far. And like I said before, it trumps the Call of Duty Blackout beta experience, because the Blackout beta beforehand was the best BR experience I've ever had. Just because it ran at 60 ticks, everything felt good, the guns felt good, the movement felt good. Apex does all of that to the nth level. The movement feels good, the gunplay feels incredible. It's super simplistic, like Call of Duty, where it's just like aim, shoot, or aim, spray, and you get the kill. But they also integrate a bunch of mechanics from other games that set it far enough apart where I think this game is absolutely going to carve its own niche into the genre, just like games like Realm Royale did at the beginning, until they updated that game into the dirt and it killed itself. Just like games like Ring of Elysium did. Ring of Elysium was what PUBG was supposed to be. It's what PUBG should have been, with the PUBG gunplay mechanics, because the ROE mechanics are a little more dumbed down compared to PUBG. Yeah. But Apex Legends is what Call of Duty Blackout should have been. And I wasn't super amped about it when I heard the announcement, because I was like, oh, it's another battle royale. And then I played it and I watched gameplay beforehand, and I was like, holy shit, this looks incredible. And I probably clocked in a couple dozen hours, maybe 2 dozen hours into the game already. And it's fine-tuned. Everything's fine-tuned. They took aspects from, like Chris was saying, Overwatch, where they have legends instead of heroes, But I also think they took some liberties from Quake Champions, where there's passive abilities, there's active abilities. I don't know. There's just so much right with the game that there's very few negatives that I can find. Like currently, the ammo system is a little wonky, where it's like there's not enough ammo per ammo box. Not every gun can just get a kill with one clip. I was having trouble. I've been shying away from the assault rifle class, or not class, rather, the guns in the game, because it takes more than one clip to kill somebody if they have epic or legendary armor. So what's the point of having that if I could just stay at range with a DMR or sniper rifle, chip at them, and then rush with a shotgun? Yeah. There's really no point. I think there's definitely going to be balancing that needs to be done for the weapons, because there's already like a semi-meta going. People, I mean, the hardcore players are going to determine a meta regardless, but I think that they need to up the ammo boxes, the ammo supply drops.
100% they do.
Yeah.
100%.
There's been too many times where like late game, after getting into like several fights along the way and there's 2 or 3 teams left, you just run out of all the ammo for one of your guns, and then you're stuck to just a shotgun. And the shotguns are really strong in the game. I think they're probably, besides the snipers, they're my favorite guns to use. Sometimes it's not beneficial to just have a shotgun and just have shotgun ammo. The ping system that they incorporated into the game is, again, perfectly tuned for it. You could select like, if you just ping an ammo box, it alerts your team there's this kind of ammo here.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, it's not like you just drop a pin somewhere and there's just a pin there. There's actually some sort of vocal saying what you pinned.
Yeah, and it also changes based on what you're looking at. So we were looking at, like, we were firing downhill into a window and somebody pinged it, and it like marked it as red because he pinged it right on top of the guy, like when he popped out.
Yeah.
And it marked it as an enemy was there, and it'll identify what it is, which is fucking amazing. Luckily, he was also talking,
great.
But
yeah, I mean, like, I've had plenty. Like, Chris and I had a game today, which we won, where we had a kid who wasn't using a mic and didn't know how to self-heal.
Oh, that was brutal.
And it was ridiculous. And we carried the kid to the win, but it's tough. And he also wasn't utilizing the ping system. But it's there for a reason, and it's for the people who aren't going to use a mic consistently. They're not going to be chatting to people that you want to play with. They're the more softcore people in the genre instead. But it works perfectly. And man, I don't know. There's so much. They essentially took like the MOBA ping system and integrated that into a battle royale.
Yeah,
like
why hasn't anyone incorporated that? It's such a small thing, and it's like, why hasn't anyone done it to the extent in the amount of sophistication as Apex?
So PUBG tried to do it as well, where if you're playing with randoms again, you could just ping a location and it's just like 200 meters that way, and it was kind of broken to an extent where you could just leave it there and you wouldn't have to use like the mechanics of the game where like you're looking at the compass up top to be like, oh, northwest 330 or something like that.
Oh, true.
But there's so many different implications or implementations for the ping system in Apex that it just works. Everything works. I don't know. I don't see this game going anywhere.
It's only going to get fine-tuned more once they continue balancing it off player feedback. Maddie was just like linking a tweet too about like from Vince, how he was like, yeah, we're listening to tons of feedback. There's tons of balance changes coming and more actual Titanfall coming, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, I mean, the game is just so polished in so many ways. And for a game that just dropped out of literally nowhere, out of actually thin air, and already be more polished than 80% of the other battle royales on the market right now, and also have 10 million players in the first 72 hours with no server issues when you have other AAA games that are dropping and just shitting themselves all over the fucking place.
So hold on. There's no server issues yet. But the Origins launcher is pretty butt cheeks.
Agreed.
The Origins launcher itself is butt cheeks.
I don't have to deal with that because I'm playing on console. Console Master Race. What's up, baby?
Right.
I have to deal with Origin.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. This game is definitely. It's already it must have surpassed PUBG in player base. Like, and the people who were playing Call of Duty Blackout, I'm sure they're going to start to migrate over to Apex, because it's just a better experience overall. Fortnite players are Fortnite players. There's really not all that much that's going to change from that, but I absolutely think Apex is just spearheading its way into the genre, and it's got so much momentum behind it with so little background knowledge. Nobody knew it was coming, and here it is. Boom! We're here to go.
Nice free to play too.
Free to play, and right. That's just the fucking icing on the top of the cake, dude. It's free. It's a free to play game. You're not paying $30 like PUBG to get into it, and then you're not paying like, here's a $10 fucking season pass, which I'm sure a season pass will be coming. But like, it's a free to play game. I'll give you $10, $15 for that season pass. I don't care. I supported Ring of Elysium, and I barely even play that game anymore. So the only other issue that I have with it currently is the in-game store, which I think is a precursor to a lot of the backlash that was coming from the Anthem leaked in-game store, where the leaks were coming out where skins were like $20 to buy, and that's a full price AAA $60 game, and that's not okay. We talked about this last week in the podcast. That's not okay. This is a free-to-play game. Skins are like $15, $18. I still think that's too high, and I think that's not okay. And I think I think EA is testing the waters with it to see if, like, hey, can we get away with this when Anthem releases? But again, you're not paying an entry fee. It's a free-to-play game. You don't have to buy anything. Honestly, I'm going to support the game. I'm probably going to start buying shit. I look forward to getting out of work tomorrow and playing this game until I fall asleep.
Nice.
I can't wait.
So kind of to wrap up what was said here, because we're running up on the end of the podcast right now, we're all loving what we're playing so far. Of course, it's not completely polished yet. For a free-to-play game that dropped out of thin air, the game is fucking great so far. Yeah. So we're all enjoying it so far. I'm personally excited to see where it goes. I'm sure you guys are as well. The sky's the limit with this game, and let's just hope it doesn't fall flat on its face, because we've definitely been in this position before where we've thought a game was going to be great and it ended up being shit. So with that being said, we are
blackout.
Yeah, facts. With that being said, we're coming up on the end of the podcast, episode 114, and we are going to land the train.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Yes. Bob, you have anyone you want to shout out?
I want to shout out Respawn. I want to give you all the props in the world for keeping this game a secret until it was quote-unquote leaked and then immediately released, because you created a finely tuned, polished game that so few companies and developers can do right now. When you look back at all the AAA games that have been released recently, I've been the first person to say, I'm waiting a couple of months before I buy this game. This game came out free to play, out of nowhere, works beautifully. And so shout out to Respawn. I'm not going to give EA credit, but Respawn, all props to you. And I want to give a shout out to the Titanfall community. I hope that this game makes so much money that they make Titanfall 3, 4, and 5.
Nice. Love it. Dom.
Just want to say big shout out to Respawn. I think they're setting the bar right now for something that comes out, it fucking works. It just works. And you can play the game. If it was $60 and it still worked as well as it did, people would already be saying that Respawn is the fucking developer of the year, and I don't care. If it was $63.74 and there was some other shit attached to it, and it was, I don't know, whatever. Like, if it was just worked the way that it did, like, they're setting the bar for games that just work, and they're not asking for you for money up front to make it work the way you want it to work, and it's just happening really, really smoothly. So big shout out to them. Big fan. And that's pretty much it. Shout out to Bubba, Nintendo Switch super fan. Shout out to Bubba. And shout out to Q for the Division beta code. Can't wait to play it.
Yeah, love it. Obviously, nice shout out to Respawn. You guys both did that. And I'm going to give a very subtle shout out. Not a lot of people will know what it means, but he's going to be listening to it. Shout out to Ben. Thank you for listening to this episode and a couple episodes prior. I know that this week you are going through them, and hopefully at some point we could talk to everyone that listens to this about some hopeful big news. But until now, as of now, it's very kind of under the radar. So we are going to keep it low key. But shout out to Ben. I know you're listening to this one. And Bob, did you have something to say before I wrap up?
I mean, speaking of big news, should we
no free ads?
I don't know. No, absolutely not free ads. I don't know. I feel like, the holiday season just passed. It's 2019. We haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a couple of months. Maybe we could start give something away to the community. Maybe we could do a giveaway or something,
I guess. Well, no, I'm 100% down. It's been so long.
Oh, my God.
So we want to, John, we have haven't really consulted you about this. Rob and I were kind of talking. We're not going to say what we're going to give away just yet, but we feel like we should kind of spice it up this time around. Of course, we give out video games, but I mean, a lot of people that come in here and support us have their own dreams of kind of streaming, and sometimes like funds are low, and you just kind of want to get a leg up, and you just can't really do it. So we're going to be talking amongst ourselves, and maybe we'll give out something that can help someone that wants to stream. Maybe we'll give away something that kind of helps you play some video games a little more. We're going to talk about it more, but a giveaway is definitely coming.
Dude, my fucking funds are low. How about that? How about we give away my Venmo username and people can give me money?
All right, Chris, let's land this train.
Yep, land the train.
Okay, all right, or not. Or not. Fuck you guys.
Land the train. And thank you, everyone that tuned in for the live show. And thank you, everyone that is listening right now to episode 114 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. If you want to find this podcast, you can find us on all major podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, Google Play, the whole nine. And if you want to find us on social, kind of keep up with what we're doing, know when we go live and whatnot, we're Twitch TV/Wicked Good Gaming. On Twitter, we are at Wicked Good Games, and on everything else, we are Wicked Good Gaming. Thank you again for everyone that's tuning in, and we will see you next week.
And we'll see you next week when we give away Chris's +1 invitation to a lucky listener.